Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
All right, so good news, bad news. Good news is right now you're not dead. Bad news, you have a ancient dragon who is going to be bursting out of a force cage soon.
No, we don't.
Oh yeah, you do.
Nope, we're in a warrior camp.
A warrior camp? Oh,
True. There's no dragons there.
that's fine. That just means you can't see what I'm doing to you.
There's dragons again.
Oh, guys, look, it's Ricky's conceptual art.
What the heck?
Man, this seems like a weird time to try to get disadvantage. So, you guys got a little bit of time. Have you figured out what you're going to do?
When
I
it
have-
comes for you.
I have a plan. I have two plans. One of them I like, and one of them I hate.
How about we pitch the one you like first?
Okay. We go and dig up the pyramid thing that we're here for, and then we get the heck out, flee, run away, bravely run away, before my spell expires.
Okay, my extremely limited pool of stamina really likes that plan. However, my moral standing to not let an ancient dragon roam the desert really doesn't like that plan.
Okay. Then my second plan, and again, I hate it. We cast Liamon's tiny hut. We do a long rest, so we're at least fully rested and fully prepared.
Can we do that with a dragon sitting there?
The dragon can't do anything about the Liamon's tiny hut. As far as I know, the dragon can't do anything about it.
Couldn't he just dispel it?
If he has that type of ability, then yes, he can. Which is part of the reason that I hate that idea.
You guys are going to do whatever you want to do. But
What is not included in my idea is sitting here and waiting for my spell to expire and then fighting it in the current state that all of us are in.
Valid point.
How about the tiny hut then?
I can jump on top of the force cage. When the spell goes away, I'm on top of the dragon, and I beat him up from behind.
Anybody wants to bet on, how it's gonna end? Because I would like to.
No, Ravijon doesn't feel like that's a good idea. But Ravijon will vote for the tiny hut.
I just feel like he could just leave. Why would he not just leave?
He
We're the
probably would.
defenders.
That would be an amazing end to the plan that I hate. If he would just leave, that would be great.
What if we call him
Wow.
bad names, and he stays then?
Is the dragon looking over at us? Can it see through its force cage?
you
Yeah.
see two gigantic dragon eyes not looking happy with you.
I wave sheepishly.
I am confident, and I don't use that word lightly. I am confident that if we attempt to fight this dragon with the resources that we have available to us now, one or all of us are going to die.
I mean, if you give me an hour, I'll be back at full strength.
Yeah, that's you, and that would be great. But the rest of us are. That is not gonna. 1 hour is not gonna help me.
But we can't just let a dragon just do
We
what it
can't.
likes in the desert. Okay, but technically we can. But
We absolutely can. I'm fully capable of doing that.
No shit.
the repercussions of such. And if that dragon starts to leave and just go where it wants, not all of us have the ability to catch up to it.
That is correct. Nor should we. That ancient dragon, that gigantic, huge, enormous dragon, didn't turn into a dragon that size at this point. I think, just today, just now. I don't think it just blinked into existence today. I think it's probably been here doing what it wants to do
Since last week.
for a long, long time. Maybe even all the way back to last week.
Ravijon has an idea. What if we do the tiny hut, and then if the dragon leaves, Mr. Finn or somebody who's quick enough with flying speed has to chase it down and then figure out a portal thing, and everybody can just pop up where it is when they catch up.
I don't think he'll just leave. He's probably here specifically for us.
You could ask him.
Well, you go ahead and ask him.
One thing I know for sure, if we fight this dragon, I'm not convinced that we can defeat this dragon if we're at full strength. However, even if we were able to, I'm not convinced that if we fight the dragon, many of us won't die, and one of us might have to run away to make sure that we don't all get destroyed, and the object that we're here for, not the dragon, but the object that we're here for, to save the world and everything, one of us might have to run away with that to make sure that our mission succeeds.
The object that I would point out as a DM that you still don't have in your possession.
Correct.
Well, I'm pretty sneaky. I'm pretty sure I can do that, but I don't like the idea of all of you dying.
Well, if we fight the dragon and things go bad, Fenilius is leaving.
That's comforting. Thank you, Mr. Fenn.
Our mission is to get the pyramid. That's what saves the world, not killing this dragon.
And hey, if he would have stayed, you would have killed him anyway for staying.
Valid point.
Onyx is going to go over while everybody's talking, climb up on part of the runes over there by the dragon, and try to jump on top of the force cage.
Give me a sec. Everybody else continue chatting.
I mean, I agree that we have our most important goal, and nothing should cause us to lose sight of that. But I can't say that I could not allow a creature such as this to exist where it may find people that have already faced so much hardship.
Okay.
I don't disagree with you, but this dragon has, like I said, it didn't just appear today. It's been here for perhaps centuries.
Rabijan has another idea.
All right.
What if we all left, would Mr. Finn be able to make a portal back to this area to see if we can maybe gather up some more people and come back for the dragon?
Yes, if I took some time.
How much time does Mr. Finn need?
I could probably learn the area well enough in an hour, or maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, probably 15 minutes. I could probably learn the area well enough to make a portal back here.
Those are two very different time scales.
Yeah.
I suppose it's hard to get an estimate or something like that. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, we have I think we still have a whole guild.
Rabijan has another question for Mr. Fenn. Can he do that and still keep the force cage up?
The force cage is an hour. That's going to last 1 hour. And we've used some of that hour. And then the 15 minutes, we'll use some more of that. And then the amount of time that it will take to gather forces and people and get them all back here, we possibly could be back before then. However, I will point out, once again, that doing that means us fighting a dragon of this size and age with none of us at full strength or power.
Oh, yes, Rabijan understands that. She was mainly asking for, come back in, a day or two.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I don't think the dragon would probably still be here. It might be in this area, but we could come look for it.
I'm going to pause for a second. Onyx, you managed to climb up on the rebel and you jump onto the top of the cage. You are now walking on a shimmering and mostly translucent platform above the dragon, who definitely knows you're up there.
Oh, I know. Come on, man, stop complaining. He's a big one. The taller they are, the easier they fall. Wish the triangle thingy would give us some kind of a challenge.
Can Basil go up to the force cage?
Hey, how about we sleep on?
Can Eric?
Fenilius is going to go where he remembered the pyramid being and start trying to look for it.
Roland's just gonna watch the dragon.
You notice that dragon's got its eyes closed and it's concentrating.
Dragon! The blue one. The big blue dragon.
You want to give me an investigation check, Fenilius?
Yes, I would like to do that. Bad roll, 26.
The dragon looks up with one eye at you, Basil.
Hi, how are you doing?
It smiles and it goes, comfortable.
Okay, that's good, considering the So how do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
It shrinks down into the form of a dwarf with a
Oh,
blue beard, and it goes, "What questions do you have for me?" Pause.
I forgot big dragons do that.
Fernelius,
Yes.
you are where it was, and you can kind of feel the pillar that it was on. You know that it's somewhere down there. You just don't. It's not. I mean, you're gonna have to dig or do something. It's not on top of the sand.
Okay. I am looking for a spell that I can use because I am not digging and risking touching it with my hands.
You sure? You sure, bud?
Yep.
You can just touch it. It's fine.
Nope. Okay. So I don't have any spell that I can use, so I start digging with my hands.
While you're digging, go ahead and give me like athletics. Yeah, an athletics check. And,
Phew, that's a good one.
and then the dragon dwarf looks at you, Basil, and says, "Questions?"
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering, are you the person that was like, oh, let's play a game with the pyramid and the... Was that you?
Are you liking my game?
Not really. No offense. I didn't really get the point. I don't get where the game part started. It kind of just felt like you were trying to kill us.
Oh, if I was trying to kill you, I would have just had everything hit you at once, including myself.
Right, yeah. I mean, that is a good point. And I'm glad you didn't do that. So that's really... do you think we could just go, though? Because we just want the pyramid. We're not really interested in a game, and we don't really want... I was just kind of wondering if we went, like, what you'd be up to, because, it's not often that, dragons your size just kind of show up, barring the one behind me.
Would you like to meet? Would you like to meet some more?
When the dragon
Not
asks
right
you if you
now.
want more, say yes.
No, not this moment. I think we're okay for now. I think really all we're really bothered about right now is that pyramid and not fighting more dragons, because honestly, it's just a lot.
All right, so right now, Basil's having a conversation with the creepy dwarf dragon with a really good full blue beard, almost the same blue as Mal's hair. And as that's happening, you guys notice that Fernelius is kind of scampered off to where the pyramid was, and he kind of looked flustered for a little bit around it, and then just with a frustrated sigh, drops down and starts digging and rolls an athletics check and gets what?
I'd rather not say.
No, go ahead and tell us what you got, bud.
I'm not by my computer. I got mad and left. Is it an 8 or a 9? 9?
9.
It was an 8. Yeah, it's a 9. You rolled an 8 plus 1. So you start digging. You're not making very much progress. The sand's kind of filling back in the hole almost as fast as you can dig it out because, you're not a proficient sand hole maker.
Guys, I killed a big dragon by myself. This guy would fall easily.
There goes, yeah. Oh, how many dragons have you killed there, little buddy?
By myself or as everybody?
How close are you to the cage, Basil?
Basil would be like right in front of it.
So the dwarf will,
Right at it.
the dwarf will walk up really close to you. If his arms are smaller, he'd be arm reach. And he goes, "So do you know what I'm in right now? What your friend has put me in?"
Yeah, like a box.
Well, I mean, there's bars, and he wiggles his finger through the bars. It's not really a box, right?
I just meant like the general shape, but yes, it's
kind of a prison cell. It's called force cage. It's force cage. So I can't, without really trying, get out of this. But you know what I can do? Anything I want besides that.
Okay.
So I could cast spells, breathe lightning at you, or do pretty much any of the normal stuff I want to do. Anything that'll fit between these little holes here in the bars.
Finn, can he do that? Is that allowed?
So,
That doesn't sound fair.
No, I don't think that he can. No.
So force cage, if it's a solid wall, it has to be 10 feet. If it's 20 feet, it's bars that separate. And there's nothing in the description of the spell that says it prevents him from casting. He's just trapped in the thing. So he's stuck in that location, but he can still do stuff. When you read the description of the spell, they're trapped. Creatures are, a creature can't leave by non-magical move. Where is it? The prison can be a cage or a solid box as you choose. A prison the shape of a cage can be up to 20 feet. It is made from half-inch diameter bars spaced half-inch apart. A prison in the shape of the box can only be up to 10 feet on the side. So because it had to be bigger to put his form in, it's the shape of a cage, meaning it's not a solid, you don't have complete cover, and he can see from one side to the other. And the only magic mentioned, him not being able to do without a charisma save, is teleportation magic. It reads like they can still do all the regular stuff, he just can't leave. So he looks at Basil and goes, "Do you think you've won my game?"
Well, we still don't have the pyramid, so not particularly.
What do you give me for the pyramid if you were to try to buy it from me?
Oh god, I don't know what they're worth. Onyx, do you have any eye stalks left? Would you like an eye stalk? You don't seem like the type that would want one, but...
You guys made me give them up.
Oh, apologies. I don't know. We've got, like, some gold. Do you like gold?
I mean, he kind of, for a brief moment, kind of smiles and closes. Obviously, I love gold. Jewels, too. Got plenty. I've got more than you've probably ever seen in your life. You've got to give me something interesting.
Dragon scales,
I have a couple.
dragon bone,
I also have some of those.
dragon teeth.
Got some of those, too.
Do you mean, when you say you have some, do you mean, like, in you, or you...
I mean, yes.
Okay,
To-
good.
to both options.
Oh, well, that's concerning. I mean, we can get you, like, gems and stuff, if you just want some shiny things.
I don't think
Rabijan
he-
loves shinies, and we can just, you know...
Oh, which one's
She's a
Robbie?
shiny expert.
Is Robbie John that tabaxi over there?
She's one of them.
I'll take her. Give me her and you can have the pyramid.
Okay, well, that's not... She isn't a shiny. That's not how that works.
Meow.
You sure? Because, like, I would trade her.
You polished her armor. She sparkles.
Okay, yes, but she's a person, and we want to keep her, because we like her.
I don't have a problem with
She's
that.
actually a cat, not a person.
See? She's a cat.
That is racist.
Hold on. For the podcast, Robbie John's eyebrows have arched so high they're actually going down her back.
I think Rin's not going to be feeling so good in a little bit.
I can take life bar. He's not feeling good now.
What?
Well, could we not just, like... Because we want to keep Rabijan, so maybe we could just give you back the pyramid when we're done.
All right, let's
Because we
pause
don't
for a
need
sec.
it forever.
Let's
Okay.
pause for a second. Fernelius, what are you doing?
I'm trying to dig like around the pillar without trying to dig down straight on top of it.
You're trying to dig so you don't accidentally touch the pyramid and get knocked
I'm
out.
trying to, yes.
Okay. All right. Give me another athletics check.
Oh boy.
It's my favorite check to make you give me. Because the other ones, you always roll like I rolled a 47. Oh, wow.
Crit 21.
Nice.
I'll be right back. Well, then give me you, he says to you, Basil. I'll take you. You become my toy, and I'll let them have the pyramid and leave.
Well, maybe I'm also a person, so that's not... And I'm not really into that idea.
Well, hold on. Aren't you trying to save the world?
Of course.
So you're more important than the world.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
So then we have a deal. I keep you, they get the pyramid, I don't attack them.
Basil frowns. Do you have a name?
You can't pronounce it.
Try me.
Call me Blue. So come on.
Okay, blue.
The color. Right? Yes?
Is it rude to ask a dragon how long they've been alive?
I don't know.
You're not certain.
So long. Longer than almost anything else I've ever met.
Do you have, those other dragons, were they your friends?
I don't have friends.
Why not?
Are you really asking that question?
Nothing's equal to me to have. You're either equal to me, which nothing is, or you're stronger than me, which very few is, or you're beneath me to be used as I please.
Which very few is.
What about Tiamat?
Yeah, my mother is stronger than I am. She's also a goddess. She cheats.
Oh, she's not your friend?
Have you met Tiamat?
Yes.
Would you be her friend?
She has 5 heads. I'm sure you could get along with one of them.
You've not had a conversation with any of the heads.
I feel like it would have gone better if I was a dragon. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no. Oh no.
The small one over there is dating one of the heads.
Is that true?
What?
Did I just forget that? Did I blank that from memory?
No. That's funny though.
He was hitting on it a lot.
Meh. Next time I'll get her.
Okay, hold on, pause. Fernelius, you make great head work. You realize once he starts talking about what a force cage can do, you start to feel like he may have a plan, and your get the hell out of here emotions have peaked. Your fight or flight kicks in, and you start digging like you've dug your whole life and you're master at it. You come down to a obsidian stone that is not the pyramid, but is really out of place where it is.
Okay. I will.
Hit it with an axe.
I'll use. Do I even have a dagger? Yes. I have a small knife. I use a small knife to kind of poke around at the pillar, the stone, whatever it is, and see if I can find the top of it and see if I can uncover the pyramid.
You've discovered a 3-foot cube obsidian box.
Okay. Using my staff, I cast levitate on the cube, and when I do that, Grok turns back into Grok.
As soon as Grok turns back to Grok, you hear the dragon go, "Oh, that was gonna be fun."
I will push the cube out in front of me and yell out, I've got it. I'm making the teleportation circle. Who's leaving with me? And then I start casting.
You guys are ruining all my fun.
I could dash there. So, I think my ride is here. Blue. and I really appreciate you talking to me. I mean, I was just kind of hoping to understand what you'd be up to if we left, because you seem a little bit lonely out in the desert. So maybe I'll come back and visit sometime.
You know
And
what?
then-
That's fine. I know how to get to Centerville.
How?
Well, I usually have these giant wings on my back, and I fly east until I find it.
I feel like he kind of make the choice for ourselves. I think it's pretty clear what we have to do right now.
Yeah, that's right. Stay and fight me now. This will be fun.
I'm getting the strong sense that he would like to wrestle us in Centervale.
All right, so Fenilius is getting about halfway done casting his teleportation circle, and you guys got to decide what you're doing right now.
My cloak's gonna
Basil.
look good when we get back and get your blue to go with it, highlight it.
He sniffs and he goes, "You live in Centervale, but you don't come from Centervale. I wonder how far underground I'll have to find the rest of your people. Didn't a beholder wipe you out? I'm surprised you survived."
Oh, okay, I've killed 2 beholders, 1 with my hand, 2 I turned into fire. No, 1 I turned into fire. One of those things. And then I almost killed a great big one until they woke me up.
I think this is just the one, buddy. But hey, if you want to keep fabulating, that's you, okay? So just get down from there, and we can get to business.
About 3/4 of the way done with the teleportation circle. Again, the spell does not last long. You should really figure out what you guys are going to do.
Basil is moving towards Finn and the teleportation circle, realizing that if he doesn't go with him, he's going to be left alone in the desert with a dragon. But as he goes, he, looks backwards towards Blue and he says, "I don't know, it just sort of seemed to me as though you were itching for some company. So perhaps if you do visit Centervale, you could do it in your dwarven form, and you can challenge Onyx to a wrestling match, and then you can learn who's superior, because that seemed to be important to you, unless you don't think you could beat him, of course."
Oh, he can't. It's okay.
I could come visit and stop by Dai Boldar and see how he sniffs again, apprentice is doing. Maybe I could wrestle with him, and then you could find out the results later.
You're scared of losing to Onyx.
He
Yeah.
is.
That's it. I hope you sleep good tonight. He kind of leads against the side of the cage, watching you guys get prepped. The teleportation circle is complete. What do you guys do?
I'll go with the others if they go through it.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Robbie John goes through.
Robbie John's gone.
On the way out,
On the way out, what?
I throw a javelin.
You can. Okay. You did a 26 to hit. The cage is half an inch. There's half-inch spaces. So the javelin throws. It gets stuck in between 2 of the bars, and you kind of hear as the cage stops it from going through. Blue doesn't move. He watches the javelin fly at him. He's leaning against the bar.
Have a good one. And I step through.
Boop. Grok steps through. Basil, Rain, what are you doing? You got to decide now.
Slowly stepping through.
All right. Basil, you going through?
Yeah, but I'd like to go through, basically with Finn, if he's not already gone yet.
You don't trust him.
Everybody's gone besides Finn and Basil. What's going on? You have seconds to decide.
I just hold Finn's sleeve, and then we'll go through the portal, I guess.
All right. Boop. Where did you make your portal to?
To the humble beginnings.
He made the portal to 5 foot behind the force gauge.
I seem to have made a slight error in a slight miscalculation.
No, it's all calculated.
I don't know. With Finn, it's always a surprise.
And once we get to the humble beginnings, I will drop my rage, because I have persistent rage at this level, so I can keep it up as long as I want it. So I now drop it.
When we arrive at the humble beginnings, Basil stretches and says, "I think I'm going to take a day trip to Dai Boldar."
Robbie John feels like that's probably not the best idea to take a trip alone, but maybe if you bring someone with you.
I'll bring whoever will come with me.
Rubber shot.
I guess I'll come with you, man. Just to make sure you don't get sneaked upon or damaged. I want you safe, so.
Yes, Mr. Finn?
Do you think that your friend might be around? We could maybe give him this box.
Robbie John could ask, but Robbie John can only ask once a day. So what is the rest of the plans?
My only plan at this point is to get the box somewhere safe, and then get myself somewhere safe where I can rest and recover and gain some spell powers back and maybe have some visions of what's coming ahead. At this point, I don't think we can stop that dragon from doing what he wants to do, so I want to just continue with our mission.
Okay, Robinson wonders about what if the dragon doesn't rest.
He gets tired.
Yeah, he's going to cause trouble then, but I will have rested.
Robin's not sure about this plan. Robinson kind of feels like maybe Mr. Abel Geiser would be more useful with, fighting a dragon.
That is possible. Why don't you see if he's around and we can ask him?
Robinson might be able to ask him real nice and he will say yes, maybe. So Mr. Finn wants Robinson to call Mr. Abel Geiser right now. Robinson isn't against the idea. However, she's wondering if anybody else has any other ideas.
Well, I had an idea about jumping inside the dragon's mouth and then sticking my immovable rod in his mouth.
Robinson isn't sure how she feels about that idea either. Anybody else?
I also had another plan where I land on his back and then start cutting and cutting and cutting until he dies.
All good plans. But Robinson wonders what we should do if we get a visit from an angry dragon.
Give him some ale.
Is Nina around?
She's drinking at the bar.
I will go over and interrupt her.
You walk up and she's drinking, and the dwarf just dropped off a beer. She says, "Oh, hey, there's my little Lazarus. What are you doing?"
Well, we've had adventure. We possibly have brought trouble on Centervale, the kind of trouble that you used to have to deal with before. Trouble with dragons, particularly very, very large, very old dragons. A blue one, and we may have angered him, and he may be coming here. But we have to get this box to Abel, and then I have to rest. So maybe you can tell the town to get prepared.
Wait. She puts a drink down, and one is set in front of you, and she says, "Drink that," and I need to rethink.
Oh boy, I drink it, the whole thing, in one go.
Nice. Now, she didn't have a flagon of mead put down in front of you like she did herself. Coming to respect you as a person, she's trying to learn what you like to drink. And she put a nice, smooth, weak elven wine in front of you to have. So it actually tastes kind of sweet. Little hint of spring fruits.
I'm pleasantly surprised at that.
So, did you say ancient dragon upset?
It looked pretty ancient. I mean, I'm not 100% clear on the classification, but it looked really, really old and big.
Large, and then not so large.
It barely fit in my force cage.
Until it turned into a dwarf. Then it fit really well into the force cage.
That is true.
Okay. Well, do me a favor. Give me a very good description of this dragon.
Blue.
I describe blue as clearly as I can, and then mention that he did turn into a dwarf, and perhaps Basil can describe the dwarf better. He was talking with it.
Yeah, Basil will try and fill in the dwarven description as best he can.
Oh my gosh! And it turns into a dwarf?
Mm-hmm.
Bald, big beard, very blue?
Yes, very blue.
She makes a scrunchy face and she goes, "You guys are dumb."
Well,
thank you.
Yes, but also, don't forget, desperate.
Okay, that's going to be one of my favorite lines from you. Yes, but also... She goes, "You made mad the ancient blue dragon Zigagagatuos."
What? Huh?
No, we made blue mad. That was a different word.
Well, I mean, most people can't pronounce the name. But after you've hit somebody with a club a few times, you try to learn names.
That's very cautious of you.
If that is the dragon who introduced himself as blue, then yes, he seemed quite angry after talking with Basil for a while before we left. He was making pretty angry sounding threats.
He somehow knew about you and your families and people important, right?
The nose knows.
Yeah, it's a sniffer. Good news and bad news. Good news is you were probably playing a game when you met him. Bad news is, if you averted the game, he's very angry at you and will follow up on his threats. Good news is, the game only ends when either you die or the thing's done that he wanted you to do. So, walk me through what was going on.
So we
The
won?
box. When we
By the
didn't
way-
finish this game.
So she goes, so what was the game?
Kill a bunch of stuff. It was fun.
We wanted the pyramid, and we got the box, and I think the game had to involve us. I don't know. Finn?
You didn't ask him the rules?
What? We were busy with
He did-
zombies.
He didn't really appear. We heard a voice that said something about us playing a game, and then every few seconds a new batch of mostly pretty much all undead creatures popped up out of the sand and attacked, and we kind of just fought for our lives
There was a
against
box.
more and more dead things.
And there was a box, you said.
Yes.
Did you open the box?
We did not, because I had a feeling what might be in the box. I hope what's in the box, and I didn't want to touch it or anything.
You should open the box. That might be how you win the game.
Opening the box?
That's the prize. You went there for a thing. He was in the way of your thing, and he put a game. And he put all these things in front of you to get you to not open the box. So maybe opening the box is the win. I don't know. I just drink beer a lot. I've also had to play this guy's game a few times. Nobody touch a hit point. Nobody touch a spell slot, or I will delete you.
I just wanted to break in here for a quick mid-roll and let you guys know that there will not be a new episode of Defenders of the Veil next week. Instead, we will be releasing our one-shot of Pigsaw by Dale Zawada. So go ahead and tune into that. But yeah, we have a lot of fun playing it, and I think you're going to enjoy listening to it too. Besides, it's not like we would, have some kind of big cliffhanger or something here and make you wait a week or two for, a week or two longer than normal. We're not jerks. Anyways, thank you so much for listening every week. We really appreciate you. Please tell others about us, leave ratings and reviews. And without further ado, let's get back to the show.
Well, if someone would find out if Abel was here, we could get Abel here, and then we could open the box, and if it's what we think it is, Abel could take it, and maybe that would solve all of the problem.
Huh. Is that what it'll take, Mr. Finn?
Possibly. I'm not sure. It's a guess. I am feeling, as Nina said, I am feeling rather dumb right now.
I'm desperate.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
and desperate.
Robbie John can understand that. Give Robbie John a moment.
Yes.
And then Robbie John's gonna walk just a little ways away so that people aren't listening in on her, more or less. And she's going to just say, hello, Mr. Able Guy, sir. Robbie John wonders if you are busy.
Put your token where it's going to be. So you're sitting at that table by yourself?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and give me a percentile dice roll.
79.
Okay. You guys see Rabbit Jan walk off and sit at the table, and you guys kind of hear her mumble. And she's mumbling for just a couple of minutes. Abel appears, and he appears next to her, and he's got his arms sneakily around her shoulders. She has no idea, though. He's just kind of sitting there while she's like, Abel, come on, buddy, need some help. And it's probably like 5 minutes. He's just sitting there quietly listening to her. And you guys see it. Nobody says anything, right? It's awkward. So, you're like, Abel, you said I could call you, come help. You're doing your quiet, like, Abel, sir. You're awkward, like, actually, why don't you do it? Kind of explain how you would be reaching out and roleplay that one.
Robbie John's gonna sit at the table very pointedly with her back to everybody else, if she can. Because she thinks it's kind of weird to call out when everybody's watching her. So She's just gonna sit there and kind of like have her paws on the table, twiddling her thumbs a little bit. She's gonna kind of quietly, but not super quietly, because she wants him to hear her speak out and say what I already said. What I said before. Said it before.
What'd you say though? Let me hear it. I have a short-term memory.
Hello, Mr. Able Guy, sir.
And you kind of stumble around it and awkwardly do your thing for a few moments, and you hear, "Who wants to snicker?"
Roland walks up to the table and sits down across from Robbie John, and then just says, "Oh, hello there, Abel. How have you been?"
Yeah, you notice that Abel's standing there with his arm across his shoulders, just listening to you ask him for help.
Robbie John, upon realizing that she's been made the butt of the joke again, she is going to make a cringy face and facepalm into both paws.
Now, there's no reason to be upset. I just happen to like being needed for things. It's been a while since somebody acknowledged I was helpful.
Robbie John is pretty sure that when she asks for Mr. Able Guy Sir's help, that means Mr. Able Guy Sir is helpful. Maybe Mr. Able Guy Sir could say hello before just poof.
Understood. I will announce myself with trumpets before I come next time. I will not make you cringe again. I mean, accidentally.
Hi, Abel. Sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Abel, we
He looks. He's beaming with happiness and joy as he's talking to Robbie again. And you come up and go, "Hi, Abel." You see him sigh, his shoulders sag, and he looks at you unhappy at the interruption, but not angry, but unhappy.
I'm so sorry. We have this box. We think another one of the pieces of the pyramid that you're requested we find is in there, and in this box might have been owned by a blue dragon named something I don't think anyone can pronounce. Zigga Zaggy 2.
Zigga.
Zaggers. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, Blue had it. That's Blue's box. Okay, so you want me to... Have you opened it?
We have not.
Well, you've got to open the box.
I attempted to open the box.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Oh, I'm better at that.
I mean, give me an athletics check to force the box open.
34.
You're pretty sure this box is akin to a Rubik's Cube, but all the sides are very similar in color.
Okay.
Like, they're all various shades of dark black.
I'm, as Nina has pointed out, our experiences today have me feeling rather dumb. I'm not sure. This looks like a puzzle of some sort. I'm not sure how to open it. Maybe you could open it. Yes.
Abel, he turns his face up, a little in disgust and a little in super confusion. Did you just call yourself dumb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling a little dumb right now.
He kind of talks over you as I just said. Okay, first of all, you are a lot of things. You're weird. You're awkward. You're kind of scrawny. You're a little arrogant sometimes. When you're not arrogant, you're super insecure. But dumb is the one insult which should never take place. You're always probably the smartest person in the room, including when your parents are over.
You're also surprisingly better at comforting people than Abel is.
If I wanted anything from you, I'd ask the guy who's got a blue dragon trying to buy information from me about him. Then I would ask you. All right, listen, guy who made a blue dragon mad.
Basil just nods.
You know I'm an information broker. People of notoriety come to me for information. And he puts his finger up like this to you, like putting one finger up to you, Basil. Looks at Fernelius and says, "You need to unlock that box if you want me to do anything about it. It's a cube thing. Try rotating it and getting it to the right size."
Oh, boy.
But you already knew that. And nobody can help you. And he points his hand at everybody. Nobody helps him. He's figuring a thing out.
Well, why can't we help him?
And then he looks at you and Fernelius and says, "And if you don't figure it out, I guess the entirety of existence ceases to exist. But no pressure. Could you hurry it up?"
This doesn't really make Fernelius feel smarter or better. So He kind of slumps his shoulders and sits down at the table there and takes a deep breath and then looks at the cube and really studies it before he tries to make any moves.
Okay. And with your investigation, it's basically, have you ever seen those really complicated Rubik's Cubes with like the thin lines?
Yeah.
It's one of those with similar colors on each side. The longer you study it, the more you can kind of figure it out. And I'm just going to have you make a couple of checks of some sort, maybe just intelligence saving throws or something to see if you figure out the trap while Abel berates Basil.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and give me one intelligence check and the party started. Intelligence, there we go. 26.
26.
So you start to manipulate it. No matter how awkward you feel, you very quickly start to see a pattern in the lines. And you actually start off making great progress, right? I can't tell you how that makes your character feel, but you're doing this really well. Abel looks at you and goes, so, Basil, how many times am I going to have to burn bridges because you're pissing people off and I'm telling them I won't sell information on any of you?
Abel.
Basil.
I mean this with the utmost respect, but I'm starting to get a clearer picture on why you failed so many times to save this planet.
Oh, really? Because I didn't not save this planet by pissing off every big, bad, and ancient dragon all at one time and having them burning and settling things on fire while I was trying to find these cubes and get them going.
It's just, you have all this information that you seem to be perfectly happy to peddle out to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever we ask any questions, there's so many hoops we have to jump through.
Correct.
I don't see why you can't just help us.
I've tried that. The very first time I reached out to you guys, I told you exactly where the pyramids were, told you exactly who was guarding them, told you exactly what sorts of abilities they had, and you guys got creamed because sometimes you guys don't make cautious decisions. He kind of looks at Onyx, especially when he says that.
I give him a thumbs up.
Again, with all due respect, if you wanted people that made cautious decisions, why did you pick Onyx?
Pick Onyx. You guys picked Onyx. The people I picked Onyx.
By people you picked, you mean people like Brett?
Yes. I have, time and time again, attempted to get to the end of this puzzle. And every time I get feet or inches or centimeters or miles closer. I'm closer now than I've been except for one time. I'm just giving you the friendly advice. Maybe trash talking the dragon isn't the way to go. You know, the dragon's so old he can reach out to the goddess of dragons anytime he wants to. The dragon's so old that all but 4 dragons that exist instantly leave the room when he shows up. Well, 8 dragons, but those 4 don't count.
I would presume those are part of his clique.
Some are dragons you've met.
Absent dragons.
Yeah, remember, the big dragons you set free that are off doing stuff right now.
It's quite difficult to forget them.
By the way, those dragons like you. This blue dragon, does not like you.
That was the plan.
But you could have just done the game. I've seen you, if you just done the game. And he looks, Finley, have you finished that box yet? Go ahead and make another intelligence check.
16.
You make progress. It's not great, but you're still going forward steadily. He goes, but I do have one apology, and that is I'm not the adventurers. If I was, this would be done my way, which doesn't work. So you're doing your thing. I just am letting you know that dragon is finding out about you and everybody you've been connected to ever.
So he knows more than me.
Probably. Maybe. I know more than you. He doesn't quite maybe know more than you yet.
I quite recall that you know more than me.
Yeah, I'm gonna... You know what? I've prepared a dossier on each of you, and when you complete this mission, and the world's saved, and the fireworks go off, and nobody knows how amazing you guys are because this real big heroes are never done that way, I will fill in any blanks you want on anything about your past you want.
And Basil looks... He just looks very uncertain about Abel, and you can see him like... You remember that ring that Abel gave him?
Yeah.
He's just like absent-mindedly thumbing it. You know, just like twiddling it around the finger and stuff.
Cornelius, you want to go ahead and give me another check?
Whoops. That's a net one.
Now give me an intelligence save.
32.
You fumble the box, dealing with your self-doubt and all that. You start to lose your kind of way, and you start to think about stuff, and you're questioning yourself, and your mind wanders. a great deal. At that moment, you feel energy from the box start to attack you and your capacities. And when that happens, being terrified of making Robbie John and your mom mad again, you snap back to attention and kind of refocus. You've lost a step of progress, but no other negative effects are taking place.
Okay.
You go ahead and give me another check. It'd be great if you
20.
Yeah. You're almost done. All the sides are about 80% done. You're flying. Your new level of focus is doing you very well. So, Basil, how are things?
I think I'm going to be having to take a trip to Die Boulder soon.
Oh, he knows about your apprentice, huh?
I'm not certain where Ron is, but with all the timey-wimey memory nonsense, I don't quite recall what he'd be up to these days. But
the last official direction you gave him was to help rebuild that town. So he is. Imagine Rock Lee with a mission from Guy. If I can't do 4,000 push-ups, then I would do 4,000 crunches. If I cannot do 4,000 crunches, then I would do 4,000 laps.
Well, he's got his heart in it. I understand that now that the dragon blue has the ability to, as you said, just suddenly manifest a lot of rather personal information about oneself, and I believe that he thinks that Die Boulder would be an excellent place to rampage first, which was not my intention. I was just worried that I couldn't leave an ancient blue dragon scorned in the desert with no particular target.
There's not a lot you can do about a blue dragon being scorned somewhere without a target.
That is true. It is not exactly within my power to stop him. However, it would be wrong of me to not even try and do something.
He's going to look at you and go, so, what are you going to do about it? Go ahead and give me another check.
Roland has since gotten up and has just been wandering around the bar, but discreetly listening in on everything.
And Onyx is outside, with his eyes to the sky.
I'm going to use my inspiration because I would really like to be done with these rolls. 21.
You're done. You mess around with the box, and it kind of clicks into place. And when it does, almost like it's a movie, the light kind of radiates out from behind the cracks, and it makes a few clicky noises, and it opens up. And when it opens up, on the inside, you see your favorite floating pyramid-y thing.
I just kind of push the box over in front of Abel.
He puts both of his hands up in the air, and he uses magic to take it and put it in the same container that he put the last one in. It was 2 out of 3, guys. This is the 3rd best attempt so far at collecting these. There's only about 12 different ways you could die from this point forward, but all of them are really bad.
There are very few good ways to die.
Not everybody.
I'll concede that.
So, what are you guys going to do now?
Onyx is going to stick his head in. It's like going, I think we might have a... Oh, wait, nope, that's just a bird. Never mind.
Phenilius is going to get up and walk to the portal room and go through it to the cave, to his room.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Robbie John is going to get a stiff drink and maybe a plate of food from the bar.
Is anybody doing anything specific before the long rest happens?
How far away is Die Boulder?
It's cool days.
Roland will grab one last drink for the night and then head out to his glade.
Alright, so he's going to the glade. You're nervous about Die Baldar. Robbie John's going to take a few shots and go to bed. What is anybody else doing?
Onyx is basically walking around for a while, keeping his eyes to the sky. Then he'll finally go to his room and go to sleep. Do we get a full night's rest?
Then everybody gets a long rest. And why don't everybody besides me and Basil go to that other channel real quick? Alright, so you die. No, you go out, you take off, and you head straight to Die Baldar, right?
Yeah. I would use, since I took a short rest, I would have my key points back, and I would spend my key points where available to fly for most of the journey. My flying speed is about 100 feet.
It's still going to take a couple days, even with you dashing. It's 200 feet every 6 seconds. That's pretty good.
Well, I can't dash the entire time, or else I'd become exhausted. I think you have to take I think you can only dash a number of turns equal to your con mod or something. before becoming exhausted, then you have to take a break for 1 turn from dashing. It's a little bit jank.
You're still averaging around 22 miles an hour.
No.
Alright, so it still takes you a couple days to get there because it's far.
You're looking.
You get there and you see just your worst nightmare. There's smoke on the horizon. As you get closer, you see a giant blue dragon casually flying around the town, just hurling lightning bolts down into the town.
Okay, so do I see like any signs of resistance or?
You gotta get closer. You're getting closer.
Okay, yeah. I'll move closer.
As you get within about a mile of the town, the dragon stops and he looks over towards your direction. He goes,
I was wondering if you're going to show up. Did you bring your friends, or is it just you?
Does that matter?
I mean, it could. Are you here to make a deal?
I'm here to let you know that we finished your game.
I know.
So all this is unnecessary.
I'm just too scared to wrestle Onyx. I'm over here, with my short man complex, just paying everything back.
You jest, but it's not exactly a good look for the diagnosis.
Yeah, there we go.
and with that, he launches another lightning bolt down into town, collapsing a building.
Did you know that I have killed 0 people in this town so far?
Basil doesn't respond. He just looks confused.
Oh, there's a few broken bones and some electric damage, electricity, lightning bouncing from one thing to another. Sure, there's some burns and scars, and there's I think, a disciple of yours down there very angry at me.
And if you listen really hard, you can hear, "I'm gonna get up there and kick you in the ass, you stupid son of a bitch! Why do you do?"
So, what do you give me for this town?
Basil is... I don't know what word to use. I guess puzzled, would be a sort of a good description for the expression. He just doesn't... He's not really certain what to do. So he thinks for a second, and then takes a deep breath, and he says, "What would you ask?"
I tell you what, you make a choice. If you make the choice, I will do the thing, and then I will leave. And this town will be free. If you choose anything besides one of the 2 options I'm going to give you, I will destroy the town, destroy your person, destroy you, destroy Centerville, destroy the rest of your guild, and I'll do it one day at a time. I've got plenty of time.
Say what you must.
You either give me your apprentice down there, your permission to kill him, and I'll do it quickly. Or, the other option is you can come with me, and I'll put you in a cave, and we'll see how long it takes your friends to save you. But you have to do so willingly and with no tricks.
You said you were going to give me a choice.
Yeah. You can either be my prisoner, or your apprentice can die. Those are the 2 options I will accept for you for payment of this town.
Can I make one request, and then I will follow you to my cage?
Okay, what's your request?
My friends are busy. They don't need to be bothered with all of this. I will come with you, and they will find me when they can. But we are not to interfere with them.
So noble. Okay, deal.
And he stops, shooting lightning, and he's like,
You know what, I feel bad. I tell you what else I'll do.
and he drops a little bag down to the town. And as he drops it, it gets a little bigger, and it's a weird bag of holding. When it hits, the bag explodes and a pile of gold shows up.
There, they can buy new buildings from wherever buildings went. But you, come on, we're gonna go through this portal.
And he flies over to you, and he creates a portal near you, and he motions you through first.
Basil looks up at him, and then he looks back at the town of Dibolder, and he bows to it, and he says, "Very well," and he steps through.
So, Basil's dead?
Well, I mean, it's a possibility.
Hmm.
So you guys wake up the next morning, and you look around, and Basil is nowhere to be found.
So, does anyone know where Mr. Basil went?
I thought I heard him saying something about going to Divoldar.
Arbitron was hoping he might wait for someone to come with him.
Oh yeah, Ren was supposed to be going with them, so it's okay.
Ren did not go because Basil didn't wait to go. He just kind of left on his own. He snuck out.
Oh, I personally knew that.
Well, what do we do, guys?
Do we want to eat breakfast before we go get them?
Well, of course Arbitron wants to eat breakfast first, but she's not sure that's the best move right now.
Basil would never do anything to get himself in trouble.
As you guys are up, are you guys up talking are you in the inn at the bottom floor for breakfast?
Get bottom floor.
Roland, did you come back for breakfast yet?
Yeah, Roland's back.
What are you doing?
I'm studying.
Are you still in your room?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Nina stumbles in from her room and she goes, everybody sit down. And she slams the bar.
I am.
Oh, good point. Basil came by last night while I was blown out the wind and said something that I'm supposed to say, like finding the thing is most important, but he went to fight a dragon in Dibaldar by himself, and I'm supposed to discourage you from following him, but that little chimp ain't here, so you guys go get him.
You're funny. Basil wouldn't do that.
Very well. It is apparent what we must do. We should go find Vanillius.
And Nina goes, you should take this rascal with you. This is Scandal. He's been a part of the guild for a while now. He's pretty good about finding information. He's going to help you find Basil.
And the tiefling sat at a table with a loaf of bread, half in his mouth, looks over, very confused. What are you say?
Finish your breakfast. Follow these guys. You need to find Basil. You know Basil.
But I've got a party this evening. What do you mean follow these guys?
She smiles and she goes, remember how we talked about you doing the stuff that I asked you to do before I throw you through a building?
Can you throw me through a building?
You're dangerously close to getting thrown.
So, friends, where are we going today?
I tell you what, if you bring Basil back unharmed, I'll throw you a party. I'll throw you a me party.
Yeah, what, were you scared that I was going to harm him? I'm afraid I don't have any sort of personal vendetta against spices, so he should be quite all right.
Somewhere around this time, I'm sure Vanillius would show up. So, poof, here he is.
So,
well, I think north was where the next one was, somewhere on the border of the Elven Kingdoms. Where's Basil?
Yeah, about that. Basil has gone off to Dibaldar to face Blue on his own, and Nina has given us the task to retrieve him.
Okay. Well, give me a moment, and I'll see if I can see if he's still in Dibaldar, or if he ever made it there. I'm not sure how he would have gotten there this quickly. So let me see if I can figure out where he's at and how he's doing, and then we can go. So I start casting Scrying.
as you're doing that, Brat comes in and goes, what are you guys doing?
Mr. Basil has a death wish, so we have to go and take care of that in Dibaldar.
You guys are known as the Deshwith group. You know that, right?
Robbie John could totally understand that.
Gravine, Rith, and I are heading out north. We're supposed to get information about a stupid thing. So when you get back, you'll have some info.
Robbie John appreciates your assistance.
Hey, Sandcastle, you're supposed to be going with us, huh?
Sand who? Oh, I see. No, Sandcastle's not going anywhere apart from a lovely day at the beach. Scandal, however, shall be your guide to wherever you want to go, as long as it, doesn't involve anything stupid like, I don't know, like a giant ancient blue dragon or something. That would be a bit out of my wheelhouse, but I'm sure whatever you've got going on, I can handle.
Yeah.
I'm Scandal. I handle things.
If Basil is alive, he has to make a wisdom saving throw. But I think he should have a -5 because I'm familiar with him. I know the target well.
I mean, do you?
Pretty well.
Would it be firsthand? You have met the target?
Do you even know Basil's name?
Oh, -5 is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring Basil back. Scandal, sit down. Basil,
Oh god.
can you make a spell save DC, a wisdom save, please?
Wisdom save. Okay, I can do that.
Your number is going to be 14.
24.
No, it's -5. -5.
Right.
Is it a disadvantage?
Normal roll.
Normal roll.
28. -5, 23.
All right. Well, I can't seem to locate him, so I guess we just have to try to guess where he went. I don't remember. Did it? This is Rick saying. Did Vanillius make a portal to Dibaldar?
We talked
Yes.
about it.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only portal Basil could operate on his own is to the Elven capital. No, the one to where? How did that work? How did
Any of them.
tattooed work?
You can only use an established portal to go back to the humble beginnings.
Right.
Oh, I thought with the thing that Miss Silwyn gave us, we could go to any one of theirs.
Quite possibly. I may have to review that again. Yeah, it sounds very right.
So he could have used it.
Yes.
All right. Well, that does make it easier. So we can just use the portal to go to Diboldar.
That sounds good to me. But before we go, maybe we should check in with Matilda and see if she's got any more goodies for us. Potions and whatnot.
There's a shopping every week. We have to go shopping again.
Well, we have to get Ren anyway.
And to be fair,
To save you the time, she is not in the shop right now. It's closed.
she must be out with Rin. Okay, let's go.
It's canon.
I can't wait, Sandal. We're gonna go fight a blue dragon.
I can't wait either. Whatever your face is, who are you?
Oh, I'm Onyx.
Onyx?
Yes.
So, the rock allegory isn't just a representation of your IQ. It's very well. I suppose that's no
Okay.
business of mine. Sorry, so is somebody going to give me the, you're looking for some fruit or something?
Fruit?
Yeah, like bay leaf. That's a fruit, right?
It's an herb.
Mr. Basil is our friend, and that's who we're going to go look for.
That's right. I had heard that one of you was a druid. So you've awakened some potted plant and it's gone and wandered off into the forest? I suppose someone have seen it. I'm certain I could find something.
Yeah, Robbie John's pretty sure that's what happened. We should go now.
Scandal just shrugs and shoves the rest of the bread he was eating into his gob and struts out the door.
We're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons & Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Veil as we try to find dragons to slay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Defenders of the Veil. You can follow the cast on Facebook at Defenders of the Veil or on Twitter at Defenders Veil. Please subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you find podcasts. Tell your friends about us too. Make sure you tune in next week for more shenanigans from the Veil. Until then, guilties, farewell.
Let me pause for a second, guys, and just say that there are some things that are better to run from than to fight directly. Had you guys fought the dragon straight up, he wasn't going to fight you alone. Even if he had fought you alone, he probably could have wiped you.
Mm-hmm. I, as a player, know that.
But it is good to run away sometimes. Now, especially because Basil talked a little trash to him, you have an angry ancient blue dragon and all of the resources that he has looking to collect his box again, which is great.
Thank you, Basil.
Well, he was probably going to mess with you a little bit, but now he's like focused on you guys. I'm really glad you guys didn't decide to fight that dragon.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I'm also glad they didn't force me to abandon them and be the only one that lives.
You know, Robbie John's been noticing some things about Mr. Finn lately.
How can I become the big bad of the campaign if I die with you guys?
What?
Huh? What?
Thought that was Robbie John's dad.
Abel,
Maybe
no,
we're
it's
all
not.
evil.
Maybe it's time to have a conversation.
Yeah, how old is Ben? True.
That's a little too weird.
Oh, is that where the line is?
Apparently, that's the line.
That's the line.
We found it. I didn't think we'd ever find it, but my God, did we find it. Holy cow.
What is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean? We found the line.
You thought you'd never find it? What is that supposed to mean?
I didn't think we'd be brave enough.
I put the spelling for the dragon name that I made up in the Roll20 chat because I didn't want to say it a lot.
Thank you.
My inability to read takes personal offense at that name. So.
Oh man, you kidding? I'm never going to be able to pronounce his name again correctly ever.
That was a pretty good take. Ron, whenever he wants to say his name, just take that take and just splice it in wherever it's appropriate.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Remember, I couldn't pronounce Mara's character forever.
You still can't pronounce her name.
You shut your face.
Wait, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, good. Rabbi Jan, could you mute yourself for me real quick?
Why?
I mean deafen.
But that's worse.
That's what I want, though.
Oh, fine. But I'm not happy about it.
Look at her pouting.
Oh my god. All right, so nothing important is going to happen, but I just like making Rabbi Jan do stuff. Rabbi Jan, Abel appears, and he appears next to her, and he's got his arms sneakily around her shoulders. She has no idea, though. He's just kind of sitting there while she's like, Abel, come on, buddy, need some help. And it's probably like 5 minutes. He's just sitting there quietly listening to her. And you guys see it. Nobody says anything, right? It's awkward. And then we'll have her come back and mess with her. Welcome back.
Hello.
Oh my god, that was great. I think my favorite thing about it was the pout pose as I was talking trash about you.
That was pretty good.
I was trying to go more for angry mom, but it's kind of the same thing.
It really is. It's all perspective. If I had a mother thing from you, it would have been terrifying. But since I'm a jerk and I mess with you all the time, I was like, that's the face I love.
Good to know.